We all like to think there are certain lines we'd never cross, things we would never, ever do. And on the flip side, things we'd always do. But how can we really be sure? What are our true limits? Well, it turns out the answer might lie with the 10 types of human that live inside every single one of us. Okay, I need you to really go with me here. Imagine the absolute worst moment you can think of. You're standing in a school hallway. You hear footsteps, heavy, getting closer. You hear the click of a weapon. To your right, there's a classroom filled with 24 kids, innocent children. To your left, a small closet where your own child is hiding. You only have time to save one group. What do? Did you feel that? That immediate gut-level pull in one direction or the other? Whatever decision you just made in your head, here's the thing. As you were making that impossible choice, you weren't alone. There was someone or something right there with you. So the person who's going to guide us through this is Dexter Diaz. And this guy is, well, he's seen it all. He's a Queen's Counsel barrister, which means he deals with the absolute extremes of human behavior. We're talking murder, terrorism, even genocide. He's also a top scholar from Cambridge and Harvard. His entire life's work is basically trying to figure out why people do what they do. But this whole journey for him, it wasn't just some academic exercise. It started with a real, heartbreaking tragedy. Diaz was representing the family of a young man, Gareth Myatt, who died while being restrained in custody. And for Diaz, just winning the case in court, it wasn't enough. He needed a deeper answer. During the investigation, Gareth's mother, Pam, looked at him and asked a question that just changed everything. She said, "Why did they do it? Why did they do that to my son?" And that's a question a courtroom verdict can't ever really answer, right? It goes so much deeper, right to the core of what makes us human. And get this, to find a real answer for Pam, Diaz put his legal career on hold, went back to school, and spent the next decade buried in neuroscience and evolutionary biology. He went from the courtroom to the lab, all to understand what really happened in that room with Gareth. So what did he find after all that time? The answer wasn't really a why at all. It was a who. He realized that our biggest, most critical decisions are shaped by these, let's call them ancient recurring characters, 10 types of human that are literally living inside our minds, pulling the strings without us even knowing it. And this idea completely changes how we think about the brain. The old view was that the brain is like one big central switchboard, a single computer running the whole show. But the new view, what all the modern science is telling us, is that it's more like a collection of specialized modules, and each one has a very specific job to do. The scientific term for this is modularity. But don't let the word scare you. All it really means is that our brain is more like a toolkit than a single wrench. Each of these modules is a little program that evolved over millions of years to solve a critical problem for our ancestors, like finding food, spotting danger, or, you guessed it, protecting your family. Okay, so let's go all the way back to that horrible choice in the school hallway. Remember that silent partner I mentioned? The one influencing you? Well, which one of these specialized tools, which one of these modules, do you think was firing on all cylinders in that moment? Well, congratulations. You've just officially met the first of the 10 types of human. It has a name. It's called the Kinsman. And look how it works. It's almost like a piece of software running in the background. Step 1, assess the threat. Gunman. Check. Step 2, identify kin. Daughter? Check. Step 3, prioritize kin over everyone else, even 24 other people. And then step 4, drive action. Save your child. It's primal, it's powerful, and it is lightning fast. So, if you felt that powerful, almost undeniable urge to save your own kid, no matter the cost, that was the Kinsman. It impelled you, it pushed you, it basically forced you to choose your own flesh and blood. Its logic is incredibly simple and brutal. Protect your DNA. But this is where it gets really, really fascinating. The Kinsman is just one of these 10 characters living inside us. There are others, like the ostracizer, which is the part of us that wants to kick people out of the group for safety. And then there's its total opposite, the rescuer, the part that makes us run into traffic to help a total stranger. Each one has its own agenda. And that brings us to the whole point of this book. It's about pulling back the curtain on these powerful, sometimes even dangerous forces in our own minds. The goal is to help us know ourselves in a totally new way, to see the world and each other differently. It's about finally getting a better answer to that question, why do we do the things we do? So why does any of this matter to you? Because when you understand these types, you start to realize that you're not always the one in the driver's seat. And knowing that, well, that's actually a really good thing. It's the first step to gaining a little more control and maybe even changing for the better. So, we've met the kinsman, but what about the other 9? What happens when the kinsman is fighting with the rescuer inside your head? Or when another type, like the aggressor, takes over completely? This is just the beginning. The real question, the one you have to ask yourself now is, who is inside you?